Hi, my name is Robert. Please read the comments in the About section of this video. It has valuable information and updates. My YouTube channel has a disclaimer video that I encourage you to watch. And please like, share, and subscribe. I hope you found what you're looking for. Thank you very much for watching. Today's the big day to get this head finished and get this car on the road so we can get it registered and delivered. Hopefully leave town tomorrow with it. Before I do that, I'm going to paint some of my tensioner tools. There's a couple of people wanting those, and I thought I had some painted, but I don't. So let me get those out and get them painted. I have 10 of these tensioners painted, so while they dry, within an hour I'm going to put a second coat on them, and that'll have to do it. So let me go over here and set these head bolts in place, start tightening those down. I have everything in place as far as torquing the head down. I just need to oil the bolt threads. I've been across the head twice, 15 foot-pounds, 44 foot-pounds. Now I'm going to hit the angle gear, the degrees, and do a 130 degrees on all of these bolts. Then I'll be ready to put the exhaust manifold bolts in and move on from there. I have the head torqued on. I'm going to check my instructions, but I think I'm going to attach the exhaust manifold without the cover on before I do the cover. So I'm going to lay something over the head, lay on top of the engine, and attach my exhaust manifold bolts, torque those down, and then I'll put the cam cover on. I put some oil on top of the valves, and I also put the hydraulic lifters in place. So hopefully they're not dry. I normally have those lifters immersed in oil. For some reason this time I did not. So I should have done that. Next I'm going to put some grease in these journals and lube paths that the cams are going to sit on. Then I'm going to clean the surface of the head with acetone. Make sure it's clean and dry. Then I'm going to set the cams in place and finish preparing the cam cover. Now the cam cover has been bouncing around in the car. Somehow I put a scratch on the cam cover there. Yeah, I guess you can see it a little bit. Not really concerned with mars or scratches on it. That's what the sealant will seal up. I cleaned the top off. It still has some residue from the machine shop's filthy vat, I guess. But I'm not going to spend time trying to get all that stuff clean. I just got to make sure that this mating surface is pretty much spotless. Get it dried off and all the water dried on it, and then clean it with acetone and spread the anaerobic sealant on it. Set it in place and start torquing it down. Alright, I lubed the journals in the head with grease. I cleaned off and lubricated the lobes on the cam shafts. I have the cam seal set in place, so when I set the cam cover on, those should be where they need to be, front and back. It's real important to grease these lobes a little bit. I'm sure they have some special lubrication to use, but I just use general purpose grease, because that has to stay lubricated until the head pumps the oil up there and begins to lubricate them with oil. I did put a little bit of oil in the head. I've actually seen one of these heads where somebody failed to do that, and when they started the car, the cams actually grabbed the aluminum in the head and twisted it and brought it to a screeching halt, destroyed the head and all the work that they did. I have a little bit of grease in the tracks of the cams on this. I have it cleaned off with acetone, so now I'm going to get the anaerobic sealant, roll it on there, set it in place, and start tightening that down. I'm going to get the spark plug well seals and set them in place, then work on getting that cam cover on. I'm going to double check the crank before I set this on, make sure the crank is in time, because you want to make sure that these cams are in the general location that they should be in before you put that cover on. And if the crank is on time, really doesn't matter because you could turn those cams around 360 degrees without any valve to piston contact. This is the anaerobic sealant that I use. It's a Permatech product. That's the part number. Spread it out in some kind of plastic pan. I get those, used to get those from Walmart. I think they're going to quit carrying them. Have a yellow roller that's sponge so it shouldn't leave any lint. Then I come over to my cam cover and I'm going to roll it out over here like paint, and I'm going to be careful not to clog these small passages there. I'm going to kind of put less in those areas. I don't want to clog those because those are responsible for getting oil on the back of your cam seals and keeping those lubricated. I also ran a drill bit down these holes because they go all the way down through into those oil passages and channels to keep the cams lubricated while it turns in the head. So you want to make sure those are clear on the head and on the cover. And let me go ahead and get this anaerobic sealant spread. Now this anaerobic sealant does not dry when it's exposed to air, so there's no rushing this process. Take your time, get it spread out, and do it right. I'm all done spreading it out on the cam cover. You don't need to put it on the head, just one surface. So that's how it looks, all covered up. Really, this head, this cam cover will just about seal the oil in without any sealant. This just kind of helps it a little bit. Like I said, you don't put too much up on this end where these small passages are. Maybe some will ooze out, maybe it won't, but I'm gonna go ahead and set it in place and set the screws in. I don't use a cam cover drawdown tool, so I draw it down with the screw. So let me go ahead and get started. I'm gonna check my website notes to make sure I tighten it down in a particular fashion. I believe I go from the inside out. I have the cam cover torqued down, double check, triple check. Now I need to get the heat shield on the back, get the intake manifold installed, then work on my timing. Okay, I got the heat shield on, the intake manifold on, the fuel lines connected, some of the vacuum connected, and a few other things. So I'm gonna go ahead and take a lunch break. I did get insurance activated on the vehicle, and hopefully an hour from now I'll be able to start the vehicle and drive it. However, I did somehow lose a spark plug, brand new spark plug. I have no idea where it is, so I need to find that and get it installed in this vehicle. The neighbor that is using my blue car, my 740, asked me if they could take the vehicle out of town. I told them I don't care, just don't run out of gas and check the oil. They've had the car for probably about a month and a half, almost 2 months, and I just found out that they have not been checking the oil. I just think that's, absurd for somebody to be kind enough to let you use your vehicle and you're not even checking the oil in it. Man, if you let somebody borrow your vehicle, make sure they're checking the oil. And by all means, if you're borrowing somebody's vehicle, please check the oil so you don't destroy it, especially on a 25-year-old car. That's just unheard of. Not under any kind of warranty. Least you could do is check the oil and keep gas in it. If you feel that this information was useful, please like it and share it with your social media friends. You can subscribe to my channel so that you will get notifications of future videos that I post. You can follow me on Twitter, and if you need to contact me directly, please visit my website. And if you have any questions, leave them below, and someone or myself will reply to them. Again, thank you very much for watching.